Good morning, viewer. Welcome to Active English. The last Kurdish Syrian Democratic Forces, that is SDF fighters, left the Syrian city of Aleppo on Sunday. State-run Akbari activists were following a ceasefire deal that allowed evacuations after days of deadly clashes. The departure marks the removal of Kurdish forces from pockets of Aleppo they have held since Syria's war began in 2011, while Kurdish forces continue to run a semi-autonomous zone across large parts of northeastern Syria. SDF commander Majloum Abdi said in a post on X the group had reached an understanding through international meditations on a ceasefire and a safe evacuation of civilians and fighters from Aleppo's Asaraf Hailiya and Sheikh Masoud neighborhoods to northern and eastern Syria. The violence in Aleppo has deepened, one of the main fault lines in Syria. Our President Ahmed al-Sarraj promised to unify the country under one leadership after 14 years of war has faced resistance from Kurdish forces worry of a Islamist-led government. The United States and other world powers welcomed a ceasefire earlier in the week, but Kurdish forces refused to leave the last stronghold of Sheikh Maksud under the deal. Syria's army said it would conduct ground operations to clear them and combat through the neighborhood on Saturday. Reuters reporters then saw dozens of men, women, and children streaming out of the neighborhood on foot. Syrian troops put them onto buses and said they would be taken to displacement shelters. More than 140,000 people have already been displaced by the fighting this week. The Reuters reporters later saw security forces put more than 100 men in civilian clothes on buses. Syrian security officials at the scenes identified them as a member of the Kurdish internal security forces known as the Asais and should they are surrender, and the Asais later denied any of those who left Aleppo were fighters, saying they were all civilians that had been forcibly displaced. US envoy Tom Barak said on Saturday he had met Sahar and Damascus and urged all parties to exercise maximum restraint and immediately cease hostilities and return to dialogue. He said US Secretary of State Marco Rubio's team was ready to mediate. We have this exclusive report.